Oh, I'm still here. Shit, I was talking this entire time. Fats.
Alrighty. What up?
What does God need with a glass of water?
Uh,
I'm
what does anyone
here.
need a glass of water with? All right.
Why
I
does God need a
peed.
spaceship? Mm.
Oh, which reminds me, I started reading. I recently got off of eBay. Mutants in Orbit, I think it's called. It is a space expansion or space source book for Rifts. Oh, I'm getting some ideas. I'm really glad I gave you that spaceship.
Yeah, I'm actually itching for some expansion books, so
Oh
I
no,
can
I've
I
been I've
can.
been utilizing some, but we're gonna gear into that pretty soon. I really want to. I don't want to throw too much at you guys all at once. I feel I've been doing that quite a bit. I would like you guys to wrap up what you guys want to wrap up before throwing any more plot threads at you. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled to see if I had to go to the restroom. It was the most epic roll ever.
Did you roll
So-
one?
Uh-huh.
Oh Jesus! You wasted that one.
That's what I said.
I
Way to fuck up.
know.
Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
I have one quick little thing that I completely forgot about.
Lay it
Before
on
he
me.
goes off with the firebrand, Tom is going to stop in his tracks, go, oh, shit, right, okay, stay here. I will be right back, and he's going to run into the behemoth
Uh-huh.
and
And Pete?
come back out with a paper bag. He goes, I also got this, and he's going to reach in and show him the necklace.
Yeah, he asks to hold the necklace. And goes, oh, shit! This is a focus gem.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I haven't used one of those in probably a decade or so. Nice.
Thank you.
That's quite the inlay. He gives it back to you. Yeah, that'll look nice. That'll look real professional.
Thank you.
Did Karen get that for you? He gives a smile.
Don't, no. No.
Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work out very well.
Nope.
Love him and leave him type.
Yep.
Yeah, was you
Definitely
walking-
left me.
Oh no! And Burn kind of, it's not Burn, and the Firebrand kind of gives a sympathetic smile. And as you walk into Laszlo, he wraps a hand around your shoulders and passes it. Goes, "Don't worry, kid. First love is always the worst, but there are plenty other fish in the sea. They won't mind whoever you are. You'll be fine. You're very young. You don't need to get wrapped up in women already anyway. So, just just learn what you got, and hopefully the wounds weren't too bad." He says.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't that bad.
Ah, there you go. See, you'll bounce back. All right. Anyway, you go and pick up. I love how you two are talking about two completely different things.
Yeah, we are.
So you pick up your costume. It is right to specifications. Is it good enough that you allow the tailor to keep keep the rest of the cloth?
Yeah.
He's very
Definitely.
grateful for it. And Firebrand takes a look at it and goes, "Huh, it's not bad. It's a little bit more flowy than I would have thought. It's going to work really good for the act. For the act tonight. It's going to fit in with the themes and the decorations they got set up. Do you want to wear this all the time?"
No. Just for like big, huge shows like that.
Oh, I see. So, all right. Normally, Zoe and Caleb, they take care of the costumes, but you showed some initiative. I don't see anything wrong with it. So, yeah, sure.
Cool. Thank you.
And you spend a couple hours working over the Inferno part of the show. What the Firebrand tells you, you might have mentioned this before, but he'll reiterate. The idea is that the main actress and the main singer, who's Michelle at this point, he says her name means nothing to you, but, well, not nothing to you, but Anyway, one of the performers, she plays an individual who goes through 3 perils, and one of them is in hell or in Hades or in some sort of abyssal, horrible place. And we generate the flames, and as the dancers dance around her, there's a couple songs in regards to it, a few scenes. But instead of just doing a light show, we're going to create real flames. So we just need to practice. You said you were going to do the little stuff? No, you were going to do the big stuff. I was going to focus on the little details. So I just want to make sure we get synced up real well. You know what I mean? That things flow and look really nice. So over the next couple hours, you do so. And by the end of it, Firebrand is confident enough that everything should be fine. He asks for you to show up at 6:30 just to get the last few details. Doors open at well, not doors open. The field opens at 7:30, and by 8 o'clock the show's going to start. So, it should be pretty good.
How long is the show? Out of character.
Well, you would find out in character too. It's about an hour and a half. It's 2 hours total. The show itself is an hour and a half. You're only there for a half hour or so, so you can leave by the time you're finished. But
fantastic.
Or you can just go and sit and watch the rest of it. Yeah, it's up to you.
All right.
All right. So, folks, what do you want to do for the afternoon?
I think Al would go to the clinic and help as much as he can there, but he's going to be in a very dark mood. Not like mean to people, but he's not happy.
I think that's enough for Mackenzie to know. Oh, wait, no, not Mackenzie. Why do I know her name?
Michaela?
I made her. Oh, well.
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
There you go.
There's a K. It's enough for Kennedy to notice, and she asks if you're okay. If you're not feeling well, she can handle things just fine.
No. I feel fine. Just, I'm sure you've heard by now about the whole slavery thing.
She shakes her head. No, I haven't heard anything about that.
There was a group of people that were trafficking in slaves. They found the survivors, and I was there giving them treatment. It just wasn't pretty.
No. Then she says, no, well, now you have to take the day off. What are you doing here just looking over common colds and selling little medicines here? I can handle that.
I'm reminding myself that there are certain things I can do. I'm fine. I promise.
All right. She says. Not... It's a little awkward. She doesn't make any other conversation. But Patrick, what do you do for the afternoon? In general sense.
I'm going to most likely go to the library and will continue research. I think he has his minds on many things at the moment, but at the direct moment, he's most likely going to focus a little harder on the spaceships.
Okay, great. So why don't you roll me a percentile dice, and I'll tell you what you hit. It's if you get between 1 and 10, you get exactly the model that you're looking for. If you get between 10 and 25, you get general spaceships type of thing. If you get between I guess 25 and 40, you would get something about space travel, something that you could extrapolate the data from. But if you get anything higher than 40, you just don't find it on this foray into the
This might
library.
be a long day. I tell you what.
No, I'm just letting you know what what to hit, right? So I'm gonna give you
pretty low ones. I'm
all
not
right.
pretty sure
Let's roll it. If it's the afternoon, okay. So nothing yet. Nothing. I'll give you 3 rolls for the afternoon.
All right.
Okay. So you get some general knowledge on pre-risk space flight. Unfortunately, nothing about ships themselves, but just like where they landed from, days and dates, that sort of thing.
All right.
Last one. Nah, nothing. Like I said, it's not to say it's not there, but you have to search through all this reference stuff. It's not super common. I think I was fair.
All right.
Of course, I think I was fair. I'm biased, but so yeah, that's your afternoon in the library. Mila, you still practicing, girl?
Yeah,
You doing
she's been
something else?
singing since she spoke to Alicia.
Oh my god!
Nonstop.
Oh my god!
Well, she has
Awesome.
water, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
she's
of
just
course,
been
of
singing and singing and singing like.
Okay, you know what? Roll me 3 more performance checks.
Alright.
No, okay.
Ah,
Mm,
ah.
oh, never mind. All right, I have all these kind of contingency plans, but that didn't fire.
Maybe
so
her
we're
voice
good.
is starting to get hoarse from all this singing.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be good to rest it up.
I just was the morning period like the library wasn't open?
Wait, what about the library? Wait,
Yeah,
say that again.
Was the in the morning was the library just like not open? Like I just couldn't access that.
No, you could.
Okay,
Oh, you good.
just checking.
Yeah, no problem. You want another roll, don't you? I'll give you another roll.
No, I was just like this is.
I'll give you
this is-
another roll. It's okay. Just take another roll because we didn't factor
Alright.
in the morning hours. So
Okay.
you would have gained a couple hours there. Rolly, rolly, rolly.
Roll.
Of course you wanted another. No, I'm just teasing. I'm not-
Break disc.
Never mind.
Son of a bitch.
Oh wait, just before you're about to leave, you notice that it refers to. Okay, so now you managed to find what it was. It was a not a child's book, but it's like something like for high schoolers, right? And it has something on it with the initials NASA, and you recognize that as having the same initials of what's on your craft. And you look through it, and it goes through a bunch of, in history, what this NASA, whatever that is, was sending up into space. You have a lot of general, it's enough to give you the features and the speeds and the statistics of these craft, along with the general description and where they were manufactured. But it doesn't give you any sort of blueprints or any deep details, and it doesn't get the exact craft that you have. You found something, a shuttle, that looks like it was much bigger than the one that you have. It seems to be similar design, but it's just much massively larger, like at least 2 times as large. So you can take some information from that, but not quite exactly what you were looking for, but close.
All right, I'm going to do. I'm going to do a thing. All right. I'm going to pick up the book that I'm reading from this. Since I've actually gotten a small handle of anything, I'm going to take this to the desk and ask if the person at the desk knows anything about more subjects about the NASA or space flight.
They do. They have started cataloging the books by subject type, but the clerk there, unfortunately, says the NASA is not a search field that they have. They can search for space, but that's what you've been doing, unfortunately.
Right.
So it's not going to give you any more of a headway.
I was really hoping just some egghead like
Yeah, I know.
librarian. Oh well.
No. Unfortunately, see, New Laszlo is very interested in magic and those sorts of arts. A little bit technology, but since space travel is more on the technological edge of things, it's not to say they don't have the information, but the drive and the interest of the majority of the educated population, it's just not there. Which also explains probably why they found it in the freaking scrap heap to begin with. Right?
I see.
Because if there's a huge space aficionado like living in New Laszlo, some sort of egg-headed expert already, they probably would have scooped that up. Unless they didn't know about it, but yeah, just no luck. I'm not trying to throw up roadblocks to you. It's just
No.
I'm trying to use the reality of the town, right? So
Right.
yeah.
If there is no more time for my particular character, I think that would be it.
Well, you'll be out of roles, so yeah. Okay. So I suppose. I guess you guys aren't going to be doing anything as a group until after this show, correct?
Probably, yeah. I would want to say one thing. I think
Yeah.
Al would realize he's being a butt. And probably like when the shifts are when they're closing up the clinic or something, he'd go to Kennedy and be like, I'm sorry, I've been incredibly antisocial today. You want to go grab something to eat?
She says, yeah, sure, as long as it's a quick bite. I gotta head over to the show itself. I'm helping out with that a little bit, but yeah, we got at least an hour and a half. Sure.
Sure. And then Al will just treat her to dinner because he feels like he's been he was being not a dick, but just antisocial and not a pleasure to work with.
All right. You have I'm assuming your mood lightens a little bit over dinner. You talk about other things?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I won't go into the detail, but say that the conversation is light and friendly enough. The bill for the food comes to 50 credits.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go. Sorry, I guess I could, like, scourge up, like, the type of meal and where you're going and whatnot.
It's absolutely fine.
But that's not the point of it, is it?
Right.
Just
No.
The point was to do that, and you succeeded in that, so.
I'm not trying to impress, so yeah.
Yeah, you're not taking her out on a date. You'd have to roll a convince check on that. All right, so as for the show itself, Patrick, Al, you guys have complimentary tickets.
Sure.
Yes, okay.
I suppose if the conversation was light and airy, I guess at one point Al would ask if Kennedy even needed help with whatever they were doing, or I don't know if she's performing or
it's
not.
performance stuff.
Okay, then yeah, he'd go to the show.
Okay. All right. So, so first things first, I'll describe kind of the scene itself. The show they spent all morning. Actually, Al, you would have known this because you would have had to change the medic tent or the medical supply tent off a little bit, because they've managed to section off a quarter of the Hazel Grounds, the park there. The Chestnut Grounds, not Hazel. Chestnut Grounds. They've sectioned off a quarter of the place just to create makeshift seats and to put up a massive stage. This is something that the Endless Storytellers brought in, and they normally are able to set it up with most venues. The only time they don't is with small towns that don't have a lot of space for them. But there's definitely space in New Laszlo. Very, very professional stage. A wonderful colored set. A great sound system. And a lighting system as well. That is also worked into the projector that they use to show their movies. They have VIP seating in the front. They have a few bleachers kind of set up. But honestly, most of the room is sitting and standing room, just because they don't have enough seats for the amount of New Laszlo citizens to come in and watch. There are this is an extra ticket cost, so there are people at the front entrances of the park itself, charging 2 credits each per person to see the show. You guys are let in for free. And probably about 700 people altogether, which is the largest crowd any of you have performed from. It's dwarfed compared to Innisfail, and maybe not even half of this much was in Perrin's Post. And so the murmur and the roar of this crowd, this eclectic mix of humans and non-humans alike, come together. And the opening starts with a very dark stage where you notice Mila and actually, Mila, we're going to say that you were given a costume. The parents Perrin, he's the benefactor, but the Endless Storytellers do have costumes for their performers, and I will leave it up to you as to the actual design of it. But let's just say you have like a casual daytime performing costume if you choose to wear it, and then like a professional performance one. And this is the professional performance, like evening performance costume that you've been fitted and tailored for weeks and weeks ago. All right?
All right.
So you see Mila, your friend, up there on stage, and you don't play an instrument as well, right? You just sing a cappella, correct?
Yep.
All right. So roll a D100 and minus 20. So it's giving you a bonus of 20% because all the practicing that you did.
Practice makes perfect.
It's got a...
Oh my god.
Now you got -4. So...
Is that
Remember I was-
insta-fail?
No, it's the opposite.
It's better than a 1.
It's like
sorry.
getting 104% on your test.
Yay! Extra credit.
Yeah. So, remember I was saying about this is a very large crowd. I'm not too sure if you performed to larger there, Mila. But much like Tom in the stress response enhancing or inhibiting a performance, well, these first two songs that you pick, you sing the first 5 notes, and the murmur of the crowd hushes down to a silence as you hit pitch perfect the songs that you sing. And not a single... Well, there's a few coughs and sneezes in the 700 crowd, but for the most part, everyone is captivated by you. Do you just focus on the performance, or do you look out among the crowd as well?
Oh, Mila would ham that shit up, like
Okay.
looking out to the people.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Look out. You notice your friends. You notice some of the other Endless Storytellers. You see Caleb give you like a little discreet like thumbs up while he's watching you from the sidelines. And you notice a blonde man actually who is who's near the front there in the VIP section. You notice that he's with a lot of the other dignitaries you met of the small council that you met initially. He's flanked by some security, police, and military personnel. He seems pretty important, but you don't really recognize his face or his hair or anything like that. But he gives a pleasant smile to you as well. He looks like he's probably in his mid-30s. A very attractive, striking young person. I wouldn't say Ryan Gosling-like, but certainly that same, even though his style and the structure of his face is a little bit more square and sturdier, he definitely has that same personal beauty score, if you know what I mean. So he seems to be really, really captivated by you. So yeah, you sing your set. There's a huge roar of applause as you sing, and then Kanto comes out, and they sing a few of their sets as well. The crowd gets very much into it, enjoying the music, and when the actual show itself starts. Now, I won't go to the details of the show, but I'll give you a frame outline. Have any of you aware of Dante's trilogy? Dante's Inferno, Dante's
yes.
Purgatory, and Dante's Paradiso?
Mm-hmm.
It's like someone read this. They found the pre-riffs book of Dante's Inferno, and they reincorporated it into like their own modern life. All right? So instead of Dante, it's this single female singer. And the idea is that she's going through hell and through purgatory and then to heaven to find her lost love who died in her arms 5 years ago. And in hell, there are temptations. There's burning fire. And at this point is when the Firebrand and Tom make their appearance. Tom, go ahead and roll me a percentile dice.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Just don't backflip, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Excellent.
Clean.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So the flames are strike along the stage. Huge columns of flames reach across the sky, framing on either side of this lone singer. You know, well, singing. I was trying to find a more descriptive word for singing, but you can't, Inferno. This lone singer guiding her voice out throughout the crowd as she's surrounded by these pillars of fire as small flames dance around her. 7 different temptations come towards her of lust and of avarice and of greed and of sloth. And each of them are personified in a very kind of modern fashion. So the sloth, for example, is a very corpulent, fat DB with rings all over his fingers and trying to tempt her with that. Rage or anger is actually personified, much to the delight of much of the crowd, as an individual in coalition armor. Threatening to harm her if she does not, succumb, which she bashes away. And you get a lot of clouds, especially from a lot of the DB participants. We're very happy to see that. But she makes her way out of hell towards purgatory. And at that point, the temptations become a lot more personal, a lot more family members trying to dissuade her, setting her up for disappointment, perhaps comfort that she wants to stay there instead. And purgatory is set up less of fire and brimstone and much more like this earth, this world, in a comforting room that she grew up in a tavern filled with friends. Purgatory is very much framed in set and in song, as in the world that you live in right now. And heaven, which she finally transcends into, is not the stereotypical view as one would think of white clouds or fog or harps or angels or anything like that. Caleb was the creative director on this, and he personifies heaven as something that is filled with music and with light. And so heaven, in this regard, is seen as these brilliant colored displays where this lighting system is just at full maximum capacity as this kaleidoscope of colors dance around this woman. And it's her single voice, but soon joined by Caleb, who is playing the lover, as the two of them sing together, and as more and more individuals from this heavenly escape come in and join until it is a choir of every single singer that performs for the Endless Storytellers, with the exception of Mila. Sorry, Mila.
Locked it up.
I tried so hard. But they come in and they join in this kind of heavenly choir, and that's how the song itself ends. And much of the audience is moved by this. It is premier entertainment, and the audience responds thusly. Things die down after that main show as people sit down and get back in their seats. And sure enough, a spotlight shines, and Mila hits the stage, and once again, a big roar of laughter starts to surge from, not laughter, a roar of applause.
What am I doing wrong?
Sorry, I got lost in my own description. A surge of applause roars from the clouds as the momentum of everything that they've seen and Mila's previously exceptional performance is really spurring the crowd on. So, Mila, another minus 20, because you're riding on the high from the first one and you got your practice on. Roll me another performance check. Yep. 14. Wow. So, once again, you wow the crowd. I don't want to tell you what songs you sing. I think you can creatively decide for yourself, and even retroactively, you can say, hey, this is what Mila would have sung, right? Mm-hmm. But for the sake of the role play, once again, you just dazzle them. And when you finish your second song, Kanto comes on to sing the Bard song, and before you go to leave, because you finished and you were practicing this, actually Caleb grabs your hand for a second and tugs you towards them. He goes, no, 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 come on. Sing with us, he says. And you all of Kanto and you, sing the Bard song together. And unlike Perrin's Post, the audience themselves, not everyone in the audience sings in, but there's a few voices you can tell, Patrick and Al in the crowd, of a few people singing along. But I guess the song, it's well responded to, but I guess it's not as well known as back in small, contained Perrin's Post. And with that, the show ends. And, yay! Everyone's very happy. They're definitely worth 2 credits, that's for damn sure.
hell yeah.
Everyone did a stellar job. The members of the Endless Storytellers are just on cloud 9. This was their debut performance of this, and everything just clicked. Caleb could be doing cartwheels right now. And there's a few NPC interactions I want to actually do here. So, unless you guys have anything particular in character you'd like to do first?
I think that the second Mila gets off the stage, Al would rush up and hug her and congratulate her.
Aww.
Mila's just ecstatic. She's got like a huge grin on her face.
And then he would find Tom and put an arm around him and rustle his hair.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Excellent. So a few NPCs approach you. The first is this blonde fellow who is, after you're doing your celebratory hugs and everything like that, he approaches, flanked by members of the police and the New Laszlo military, although he looks very relaxed with it, and his piercing blue eyes looks over to Mila and looks over to the group and goes, I have to say, that was well worth the money, although I didn't have to pay for anything. I feel I got out of that scot-free. And you do recognize the voice as Ashwin Calabar.
Oh.
Yeah, and he gives a bit of a sheepish smile. He says, as you can see, my friends and healers from Laszlo managed to set me pretty much straight now. And I'm glad to see you without all those awful bandages on me. I just wanted to say you did a fantastic job, and I'm really glad to have seen this show. The Endless Storytellers are definitely earning a very good reputation here in New Laszlo, and for good reason. Next time you're in, I'll make it my personal duty to make sure our greeting for you is not as lackluster as it was before.
Oh. Mila will just like, she just has like her hands up like under her chin like, thank you. She's just like, oh, she's just loving every moment of this.
And, all right, he just gives a very kind, polite nod. And he goes over to Patrick and Wells. He goes, I did promise to visit everyone's display. I did catch the show, but I still have to pop by your little oddities tent. I'll make sure to do that before you leave. And he gives a bit of a smile. And then he departs. And as you guys leave the park, eventually when you do, a very large, burly, gentle-spoken man who's about 7 feet tall approaches Al. And you hear his voice first, a very slow, careful, soft voice. It was a very good show, but it was no Star Wars. And you turn around and you notice Big Bruce, the mechanic that Al had a requisition to purchase to make replica lightsabers. And he gives a smile and he says, go ahead and stop by our little section of Ignite services. I hope you will be pleased with what I made. I know I am very happy for it.
And Al would like clasp his arm and say, good man, like, yay!
Good.
I'll be sure to stop by tomorrow, first thing tomorrow.
Okay, excellent. So, so what are you guys going to do for the evening? Alicia suggests she was doing kind of guard for this, but she's been released now that the show's over. She suggests a drink to celebrate, but She looks over to Patrick and realizes that not everyone drinks.
Al was actually going to suggest we celebrate with dinner at the finest establishment in the town.
Yeah.
The best.
The best, the best. Okay. Oh, Inferno. Well, the Painted Lodge is known for being extremely good, and it's one of the most popular, but is it truly the best? I guess it depends on who you ask. So why don't you guys, those who have it, do a streetwise check?
All right.
I think I do.
Mila was singing, what does the fox say?
Just kidding. It's a joke.
Oh my god.
I do
would
have
just-
streetwise.
And she held the crowd.
Hey, I thought it was an a cappella version of Baby Got Back. I'm just.
Oh my god. You guys can sing whatever you want, but you're ruining
Poker face.
the majesty of this moment.
I know it was great.
It
I'm,
was.
I'm sorry,
It
Inferno.
was- no, actually, the whole show was fantastic. Not only the roles, but the description.
Yeah.
Really well done.
I'm glad I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. All right. Now okay. You guys both rolled very well in your street check. So as you're milling out, you ask a few passersby, a few locals, what the best place to eat is. And it's not the Painted Lodge. It is known as the Violet Lion. It is very exclusive, however. But it is most definitely the finest dining in New Laszlo. You can certainly head on by and see if you can have yourself get yourself a table if you like.